Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. Wealth building is a very long process. Consider that the average age for a first-time millionaire is 57 years old. That should show that the process is going to take at least a few decades. And consider the Ramsey Millionaire Study, presently the largest study on millionaires ever done. They say it typically takes 27 years to reach that millionaire milestone. So presumably if you have the goal to build wealth, it's gonna take you a significant amount of time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, and you're going to have to develop good habits to get you there. You know that old saying, we first make our habits, then our habits make us? There's a lot of truth to that. In a way, our habits really dictate who we become. And there are certain habits that lead to you building wealth. And a lot of these habits are common among all millionaires. And whether they came by them earnestly through years of hard work or saw others with these habits and adopted them as their own, you'll notice there's a common thread. I just want to warn you, they're not flashy, they're not sexy, but they are necessary for success. Patience is quite possibly the most important and the most underrated habit of becoming wealthy. We live in a world that idolizes how quickly an achievement can be made, finding shortcuts or instant gratification. But the reality is, that's not how wealth is built 99.9% of the time. When you're online, I bet you're hit with advertisements telling you how you can easily get rich quick. All you have to do is follow someone's program, and then you unlock a lifetime of passive income. Easy enough, right? Or in the finance community, there's this huge pull around the FIRE movement, reaching financial independence as early and as quickly as possible so you can be able to retire as early and as quickly as possible. Because what's better than reaching financial security at 60? Obviously, it's going to be reaching financial security at 30, right? And in no way am I trying to bash the FIRE movement. I was a huge proponent of it for many years until in recent years I stepped back a little bit and focused on a more slow build wealth creation approach rather than constantly living for the future. And I'm never going to bash anyone who has the goal of financial freedom because that's an amazing goal regardless of your age. But the fact of the matter is building wealth and achieving financial independence to the point where you're no longer dependent on any sort of paycheck whatsoever is going to take some time. It's a worthy goal, but it's not the only goal that matters, and it shouldn't be pursued at the expense of everything else. A better attitude is knowing that achieving many of your financial goals is going to take years, if not decades. It requires a disciplined approach and sticking to it day in and day out for years on end. That sets a better expectation. In a manner of thinking, all of those actions necessary to achieve your goals, like living below your means, saving a portion of your paycheck, investing your money to grow your wealth, all of those habits become part of who you are as a person. They become something you do throughout the entire course of your life. And the really amazing thing is, no matter what salary you're working with, even if you're investing just small amounts, if you do that over the course of an entire lifetime or an entire working career, you can build great wealth. But patience is key, because when people forget to flex their patience muscle, sometimes they enter into risky territory, which can absolutely provide some expensive learning lessons. When it comes to my finances, I have the attitude that boring is good. I think a lot of times when people get excited about investing, every week or every month they start asking questions like, what should I be doing with my money now? And while I love when people get excited about investing, the truth of the matter is investing's kind of boring. If you know my investing style, you know I'm an indexer. That means I buy broadly diversified index funds that simply track the market. So whatever return the market is getting, that's the return I accept. I don't want to play games with my money or my family's future. On the other hand, you have people in the financial space who are constantly telling you your next money moves and telling you about opportunities you simply don't want to miss out on. They're playing into the stereotype that you always have to be doing something else with your money. They're trying to complicate finances. More often than not, managing your money is a little boring. You might follow a budget for your day-to-day life, make sure you're living within your means. You might take a portion of each paycheck and put that towards your Roth or into your company's 401k, where you leave it invested. Once it's invested, you leave it for years or decades, and you just let compound interest do its work. Once that money's invested, you don't constantly have to be asking yourself, should I change my investments? Should I be looking at new investments? You just leave it alone. You let compound interest do its work. And that's certainly not to say that there aren't times to rebalance your portfolio. or adjust your asset allocation. But those times are few and far between. Playing with your investments is not something you're going to do daily, weekly, or even on a monthly basis. Know yourself. Know what's important to you. Once you figure those things out, it becomes very easy to consciously spend your dollars. This allows you to spend money wisely. It prevents you from wasting money. And the thing is, we're all different. We all have things that are important to us, that matter a great deal to us, that are entirely meaningless to other people. For me, I'm very into a healthy lifestyle and all the things that surround that, like exercising and natural therapies and a healthy diet. So I spend my money there and I consider it money well spent. I have a fully equipped gym. I use a sauna every single day and I invest into light therapies, and you probably don't want to know my grocery bill. On the other hand, clutter stresses me out, so I don't tend to have a lot of stuff. I don't particularly like to go shopping because it's a lot of stuff, and that is inherently stressful to me. I don't spend money to go to concerts because, quite frankly, I don't want to stay up late and I find them too loud. I'm aware, I'm basically a grandma, but I'm cool with that. The point is, I'm very diligent with my dollars. I spend on the things that bring value to my life, and I don't spend on the things that don't matter to me. If friends or family invite me to an event that I'm not interested in going to, I simply say, no thanks. I'm sorry, your event starts at 9 p.m. I don't leave the house at that time, but thanks for the invite. You want to use your dollars in a way that is important to you. Going against the grain. We live in a very consumer-driven society, and every single day we're told to spend money, to buy this product because it'll make us happier, to buy this subscription, it'll make our life easier, or to buy now because simply this deal is too good to pass up. Social media is constantly throwing products and services in our direction. It's easier than ever to be lured into trying to keep up with those proverbial Joneses, to buy what everyone else is buying, to upgrade your home, your wardrobe, your car, go on a vacation, you name it. And keeping up with the Joneses has always been a thing. But nowadays, it's more on display than ever. What people are doing with their life and their finances is thrown in your face. So you have to work that much harder to stay in your lane and stay true to your course. And I know I've talked about this before, but I drive a car that's 15 years old. And I love my car. And there was a time at my former office where all of my workers, including my boss, would turn to me and say, are you ever gonna get a new car? Because in the 10 years that I worked there, I never did. And all of them got several new cars in that time. My answer was always the same. No, I'm not getting a new car. I am driving this one until it doesn't want to be driven anymore. There's always this subtle pressure to do what others are doing. That is literally how we evolved as a species. There's this pressure to do what our friends are doing, our family and our neighbors. But when it comes to your finances, it's best just to try and tune all of that out. Focus on your goals. Do what is important to you and reaching those goals. Invest in yourself. You are literally your most important asset. Your ability to work and earn an income makes you your most important asset. And it's important to keep learning and developing your skills long after those school days are behind you. When you invest in yourself and build up your skill set, you make yourself more valuable. You increase your earning potential. It sets you up for future promotions and greater opportunities. And while income isn't everything, you can certainly build wealth on a modest income. Building wealth, saving, and investing, that does become easier with a larger income. So if you keep investing in yourself and your skill set, you will inevitably build your income over the course of your career. And finally, the last habit is consistency. Because in order to achieve your goals, you have to be consistent day in and day out for years on end. I touched on this in the patience category. If we talk about investing, we can't just say set aside 15% of one paycheck towards investments and call it a day and you're set for the rest of your life. It simply doesn't work like that. When it comes to finances, you have to be consistent throughout the course of your entire life. It's about living below your means, saving and investing, mitigating your tax burden, constantly looking over your accounts. You have to do all of these things for, well, ever. The good news is it doesn't really take that much time. You can probably complete all of these tasks in anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes a week. But that's 20 to 30 minutes a week for the next 40, 50, or 60 years. So it doesn't take that much time, but you have to do it for a long time. Like I said, I don't think any of these habits are truly exciting, but I do think they're necessary and important to develop on your path to building wealth and achieving financial success. What habits would you add to the list? Let me know in a comment down below. I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye.